series for October. Today we'll be playing a game called Strange Horticulture. In this game we will be in charge of a herbalist shop that has been left to us by a relative, and we need to discover the different plants available and figure out how we can prescribe them to people who come to the shop for help, as well as potentially solve a few mysteries. So I'm going to start a new game and we'll see what this is all about. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that neighbours can reach across and shake hands, or, more likely, exchange unpleasantries. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at street level in this town. Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There is much to learn, but one thing is already clear. The rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. Day 1, Friday. Now this game does feature some small text. I think I have changed the settings from a nice sort of scrolly font into quite a plain one, as it's easier for me to read. So I'm sorry the aesthetic is not quite as atmospheric as it might otherwise be. So I guess this is our shop. When I've played part of this game already, just to get a feel for it. I haven't finished it, but when I first played, I was unsure of what to do. I felt a bit like I was thrown in here, but this is our desk. These are the plants that we currently have, and someone seems to have left us a note. I found it. An excerpt on the elusive wandering boo. Come to the library in Ambleside and I'll tell you all about it. I even found something on the gilded dendra that might be of interest. Simone. P.S. Give Hellebore a good scratch behind the ear from me. So I assume that Hellebore is our lovely little black cat just here. Oh, well, we do love a game where you can pet the pets. Let's do that again. Okay, so there are various plants up here in our shop. When I click on one, this is highlighted down here, this microphone, a closer inspection. So we can have a look at individual plants to find out further information. And this says the flowers are red with a sweet scent. It's not much information. Let's see what these other icons are for. The will to explore. I have neither the time nor the inclination. You can water your plants using the watering can to earn the will to explore. I see a rising dread. I have a growing fear deep within me. I cannot let it take hold. Well, these two are giving me some definite mental health / chronic illness feels. Very relatable. Well, why don't we water some of these plants? Oops. Does that work? Oh, there we are. And see what happens. Okay, so we've made some progress towards the will to explore. I don't know how much I'm meant to water every single plant. There isn't really an indicator, but we'll just do a decent amount for each one. And maybe that will get us there. Oh, hellebore is grooming itself. Very cute. Okay, I think we've got ourselves the will to explore, although I don't know quite what that means yet. This person is in Ambleside. I'm not sure actually where we are. Oh, okay, it's the map. Ambleside is where this person is. I have a feeling we are in Undermere, as it's the largest place on the map. And maybe I read that somewhere. I'm not sure. Can we look and see what's in Ambleside? Oh, it takes us there. The library here in Ambleside is one of my favourite haunts. Simone, the librarian, is always helpful and friendly and shares some of my passion for unusual plants. Today she's grinning ear to ear and can't wait to show me what she's found. Okay, so that was Simone is who sent us that note. There are 2 book entries we can collect. Gilded Dendra and Wandering Pooh. So she did mention these. Okay, click and close it, and click to close and add to book. Okay. What's this? Okay. So we have some items here. Clues, letters, labels, archive. Can I close this? Yes. What's this? Another letter here. Dangerous plant. Grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Back Barrow. Keep it secret. I wonder if we can check the map again. Oh, that's far too small to read from here. Oh, we have a magnifying glass. That does help a little bit. Still quite small to read. Oh, there's Back Barrow. I wonder if we can go there. Oh, we would have to go here again. I see. So I'd need to water the plants a little bit more in order to try to go to Back Barrow. Well, we have done this. I'll put that back in letters. What's this? Some sort of instrument, a dial with various symbols on. I don't know what we do with that just yet. Oh, there are also symbols here on the desk. Oh, okay, it changes them. Interesting. Oh, I've just noticed something up here. Is that something I can get? Oh. What's this? I can't grab it. A plant symbol. A flower symbol. Okay. I'll put that over here. Oh, it goes into letters automatically. I don't know sure that will become clear to us later on. Well, this has regenerated. Why don't we try to go to these hills north east of Back Barrow? So here's Back Barrow. I assume it's these hills. The weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a grey morning has turned into bright sunshine. A good thing too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over, a cloak of unwelcome shade. We seem to have found a plant. We've acquired a new plant, an unusual looking one with these dark red sort of seed pods maybe. I wonder what information we can gather from this. Red fruits, long flat leaves. Okay, not much information. Well, we've collected this. Now what's this? A book. This encyclopedia can be used as a reference to help identify plants. Note that where I have included sketches, these are not always intended as an aid to identification. Often the description will be more useful to you. Remember to take extra care when dealing with poisonous plants. I accept no responsibility should injury or death occur as a result of misuse of this encyclopedia. Okay, so this book seems to have some listings for various plants. I don't know if these are plants I already have. I assume they are. But there is some information about the plants, perhaps to help me identify them and what I can use them for. So this one suggests this mushroom seeps a milky fluid that can be consumed as a treatment for stomach pains. This one grants great strength for short periods at the expense of severe fatigue once the effect has worn off. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think we have had a look at everything we have access to. So this little bell here is flashing, so I think we will click the bell. Let's just check what the hint says. I should call in the next customer. Yes, okay, I was right. Well, I really like this so far. It's very atmospheric. I love the sound of rain in the background. It's quite soothing. I hope you can hear it okay. And it's obviously very nice that we have a little kitty keeping us company, a purring kitty. Okay, well, let's see what the first customer has to say. Let's welcome them into our shop, Strange Horticulture. Victoria Gray. I must have walked past this shop 100 times without ever stopping to look. What a wonderful place to spend your day, surrounded by plants. I came here because I have an unusual request. Oops. At night I hear whispered voices, too faint to hear clearly, coming from the floor above me, but nobody lives up there. The rooms are empty. My curiosity has got the better of me. I must find out what they're saying. Well, that's very strange, Victoria. Apparently we need to give her St. John's poppy. Well, let's check our encyclopedia, shall we? We do indeed have an entry. What does it tell us? The vibrant petals of this flower can be brewed to create a draught that can greatly improve the imbiber's hearing ability. The flowers of the St. John's poppy are bright red with a yellow centre. Well, that's a thorough description for us. well, there's a bright red flower here. Let's just double check. Okay, there's not much else over there. How about over here? No. So, that's a red flower. But this one also is a red flower, and it's a brighter red, and it looks like it has yellow centres. Let's check. The flowers are red with a sweet scent. Okay, well that doesn't really give us any, there isn't any information here that crosses over with what's here, but the description seems accurate, doesn't it? Also the drawing, bright red with a yellow centre. So I think we will try this. Let's use the plant. Hooray, we were correct. So we've received a new entry in our book. Clavilium. It can be used to open any lock. How curious. Well, I'm assuming these labels mean I can label the plants, so I would like to label... Oh, there we are. We will label our St. John's poppy. Well, that's one plant we have identified. Wonderful. Let's see what our next customer has to say. David Schaefer. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants though, eh? Got a letter for you. Well, cheers, Dave. Let's see what the letter says. Gosforth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I had come to fear that wickedness had infected the heart of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travellers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in this world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. Well, Amos, that was quite the roller coaster story. Gosforth, well, it sounds that we don't want to visit there. However, there is a flower that he has mentioned. So where is it? It says to the south of the town there are some woods. So south of Gosforth are woods on the northeast corner of the woods. Okay, let me see if I can remember that. My memory is terrible. Okay. I don't need to remember it because the items are here, so that is useful. Now, Gosforth. Here is Gosforth. These are the woods, and they said the northeast. I mean, these are the only woods south of. I'm assuming this is the most northeasterly part of the woods. Let's try here. The wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamour of Undermere. It is not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees. Well, another successful trip. Let's collect our plant. Well, that's very pretty, isn't it? A lovely dark blue, a sort of bell-shaped flower with curly leaves. Lovely. I may see what it says in the description. A single sweet-smelling dark flower. Okay. I could do this for all of the plants, couldn't I? But it seems like it might be a waste of time, as I can't save that information, I don't think. So perhaps we just try and identify them as we go along. I don't know. Do we have another customer? Yes. Okay. Gilbert Ames. Something's got those witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way round, down through Back Barrow. I never did trust that sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now, and I've bought fennet from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Hardly worth the trouble when you factor in the extra miles I've had to cover to get here. Alright, Gilbert, well, I didn't really ask, but thanks for the info. So he wants lemon dandy. Let's check our encyclopedia. Lemon dandy. Its curled leaves are thought to be the origin of the name for this plant, supposedly referring to a peeled lemon rind. Among several medicinal uses, the flower of the lemon dandy is mostly associated with curing afflictions of the heart. Okay, so it has curled leaves. Well, this one that we just got has some nice curled leaves. I'm not sure what this picture relates to. Let's see. Are there any other plants with curled leaves? Ah, this one. And those flowers look a bit more similar, don't they? Let's check. The smell is faintly off-putting but not overpowering. Okay, well that doesn't really help as much, does it? But those are curled leaves. And this does look a bit like those flowers, more so than this. Can we see anything else? I don't think, at a glance, I don't think these have curled leaves. Well, I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit and try this one as lemon dandy. Let's hope we're right. What do you think, Hellebore? Hellebore purrs no matter what you do. Hooray, we got it correct. And we've received a new plant with sort of creamy yellow flowers. Well, before I forget, let's label our lemon dandy. And let's have a look at what the new plant says, why not? Pale yellow flowers, the leaves are quite soft. Sounds nice. Well, the rain is not relenting, is it? I'm going to take this opportunity for a sip of tea. I'm drinking regular black tea, not any fancy herbal teas like the kind you could make in this shop. But maybe next time. Let's see who's here. Faye Swift. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her a terrifying black skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape, and though it had no discernible face, I could sense a hint of an expression about its features. It seemed to be laughing. Not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me like the first breath of winter. These past weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. Well, lack of sleep is a terrible affliction. There's a little icon that's come up here. What does this say? Ah, Faye Swift, she has some character information. The psychic. Faye grew up with her mother. Her father was rarely violent, but once is enough. When he struck her, it finally broke the hold he had over her mother, and she fled in the night. The sleeping Faye held close. Faye often has vivid dreams, but has never considered that other people do not. She came to Strange Horticulture seeking relief from her nightmares. Okay, and that's what she's just told us. Interesting, okay. Well, that suggests she's a character we may be seeing more of, perhaps. Well, she needs some forest camphor. Let's see what it says in our book. I realised I haven't read the Latin names. Camimum silva. The strong-smelling bulb of this plant has a powerful soporific effect. Soporific is a great word, making it a common ingredient in sleeping draughts. The camphor produces a beautiful, rounded, dark blue cluster made up of many smaller flowers. Okay, dark blue. Well, I can see dark blue here. That also has dark blue, doesn't it? But it has curly leaves. This one seems to also have a bulb at the bottom. Let's see. It's pungent, but not unpleasant. It's very diplomatic. The bulb is a soft yellow. The leaves are waxy. Okay, this just says the strong-smelling bulb of this plant. And that does suggest it's strong smelling. And then it has these flowers, a beautiful rounded dark blue cluster made up of many smaller flowers. Well, that certainly seems to fit the bill, doesn't it? Let's give that one a try and hope for the best. Wonderful. We've identified forest camphor, and we have received an entry in the book for Butterdale. Okay, well, let's label our forest camphor so we don't forget. Okay. Hello, Illibor. Let's see our next customer. Nora Butterfield. Got any wandering boo? That always reminds me of, what's his name? That old hermit inventor, the Wanderer. Anyway, the Bew, if you've got it. Well, we received the information page about it, didn't we, from our friend Simone, who works in the library. Let's see. So-called... Oh, what's the Latin name? It's a bit small. Bulium vagus. So called because this fungus can move slowly in the dark. It has been known to cover distances of up to several meters in a single night. That's impressive. The gills on the underside of this mushroom form beautiful flowing lines. They are also quite hard and sharp, earning the plant the nickname Fingersbane. Okay, well, we need a mushroom. A fungus. There's one here. Let's check what the description says. Not as spongy as most mushrooms. In fact, the undersides are somewhat sharp. Red spores protrude from the caps. Okay, well, it mentions sharp undersides, and this does say that the gills are quite hard and sharp. Let's see if there are any other mushrooms that we have. Is there anything further? No. I don't know why you're there on your own little plant. Come in here and join your friends. Maybe they're not his friends. Maybe that's why he was over there. So there's another mushroom here. Let's see. It smells strongly of soured milk, bad enough to make my eyes water. Well, that sounds incredibly unpleasant. And also doesn't seem to have any information that crosses over with what we have here. What else? No, nothing else. Okay. Well, I guess this does seem to match the description, so let's give this a go. Correct. And we've received the page for the Lady of Summer. Fancy name. So our shop is closed. Okay, well, let's label our wandering bew. Oops. progress there. We've identified, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plants, it looks like. Okay. Well, is there anything further that we would need to do? I'm going to see what the hint tells us. It's late, I should lock up. Okay, well that suggests I've done everything for the day. That seemed relatively straightforward, but it only was day 1. What do you think, Elabor? What a life you lead. I'm jealous. Okay, well, let's end the day. A deck of cards. Row H for Third River. Row H. It started when she found something that she was not meant to find. A book tucked away in a forgotten corner of the Ambleside Library. Interesting, that's quite cryptic. I don't know who this relates to. Is this the character that we're playing? Is it someone else? Perhaps it's Simone. We don't have much more information, but we have this card, Row H, the Third River. Very intriguing. It's day 2, Saturday. Our card is here, that's useful. Well, we have the will to explore, so let's see if we can let's visit the place suggested in this clue. Row H. Oh, here, the Third River. Okay, well that's 1, 2, and 3. What does it say? It's so small I can't read it. The River Dudden. Let's see what's there. Have I clicked the right thing? I hope so. A dead deer in the river, yellowed bone protruding from matted hide and rotten flesh. Death for one provides life for many. Well, it's provided life to this new plant that we've acquired that looks somewhat similar to one we already have, doesn't it? We've got this one with a dark blue bell-shaped flower, and now we have another one with a dark blue, maybe more trumpet-shaped flower. Let's see what it says. The dark blue petals are soft and feathery to the touch. My fingers ache from handling this plant. How very strange. Well, let's open the drawer. I guess there's nothing to do but start the day. Good morning, little Elabor. What a little cute little kitty. Okay. Isidore Burbage. Bring me a sample of Apis demissus, and be quick about it. That damn cat is setting off my allergies. Shouldn't have an animal in a shop like this. Well, you shouldn't have an attitude in a shop like this, Isidore. How dare you speak ill of my cat? I feel like taking extra long just because he's asked me to be quick. Apis demissus. Okay, we don't have a listing for that. Apis demissus, that sounds like the Latin name for it. Of course, I should consult my book. Of course it's the Latin name. Of course he'd use the Latin name. Right. Well, it's not those. Ah, there we go. Apis demissus, Gandhi root. A plant with medicinal properties that can aid with digestive troubles when prepared correctly. Is that why he's so grumpy? Because his tummy's playing up. Care must be taken, however, as the rough leaves can be an irritant. Only the petals are safe for consumption. Okay. Rough leaves. Well, it's this sort of bell-shaped flower. This pink one looks similar, doesn't it? Let's see what that says. A single pink flower that smells pleasant. Okay. It doesn't give us a lot of information. What else might we have? Those look vaguely the right shape. The leaves are coarse to the touch. Well, those seem to have the little, I don't know what those are called, stamen. Is that correct? The little protrusion out of the petals. And it did say that those leaves are rough to the touch. Rough leaves. Coarse to the touch. Okay, well that looks most similar to me. I can't see anything else that it might be. Well, look, if we're wrong, we're wrong. It's only Isidore. Grumpy man. Well, thank goodness we got it correct. Candy root, and we've received an entry for meek dew. Right, let's label our candy root. I'll leave those there. Okay, next customer, I guess. It's David Chafer again, our postman. Lake Undermere is looking fine in the sunshine today. Here's your mail. Cheers, David. There's an old slate mine at Hardknot that has some interesting looking fungi growing in it. I've never seen anything like them before. They seem to have found a niche in the damp, dark tunnels left by the tramways. I thought you might be interested. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. Well, Amos is such a help. He just sends us information about every single plant he sees, it seems like. Okay. There's an old slate mine at Hardknot. Let's go. Now. We just need to find it. That's the only trick. Ah, I can see it here. It's a mountain peak, Hardknot, 393 meters. An iron gate, rusted by years of abandonment, sits across the entrance to the tram tunnel. Rusted it may be, but it won't budge. Locked. Well, this is suggesting clavilium to me. Let's check the book for why it would be suggesting clavilium. According to legend, clavilium can be used to open any lock. Ah, yes, we read this earlier. No matter how complex or secure, the heart-shaped leaves have earned this plant the nickname Lovelock. Heart-shaped leaves. Okay. Oh, those look heart-shaped, don't they? The flowers are made up of many smaller blue flowers. They smell pleasant. Okay, mentions nothing of the leaves, but they do have that lovely heart shape. What else can we see? I can't really see anything else that's heart-shaped. I mean, possibly those, but not really. The veined leaves have a waxy finish. No, those aren't quite heart-shaped, are they? Well, nothing else is jumping out to me, so I'm going to try this. See if it works. It did, and we've received a book entry for open slowly, complaining loudly on its rusty hinges. After a short exploration of the tunnel, I am rewarded 3 new plants. 3 new forms of fungi. Well, Amos, you've been very helpful to us. So let's label our clavilium. It was this one, wasn't it? Clavilium. Here are our new plants. Let's have a look and see what they say. A viscous white liquid can be seen oozing from its underside. It smells rotten. Imagine if someone had to write a description about you and that's all they could come up with. Oh yeah, she smells rotten. It seems to give off a small amount of light. Okay, interesting. Well, we've more than doubled our mushroom collection with those 3 plants, so that's pretty cool. Thank you, Amos. Can I get this letter? Ah, the archive. Oh, it must have put the letters away that we've used. That's useful. Can I put this one away there? I can. That's good. It keeps it nice and tidy, doesn't it? Okay, well, let's see. Who's next? Reuben Ward. I'm headed to Greasdale Forest, investigating a possible murder there. Oh, it always does that. Cuts off the text at the top. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. The Sisterhood are a secretive lot, and they're not keen to talk to me. Their leader, the Arda, or whatever they call her, she's dead. My instinct is they're hiding something. I was hoping you might have some fox button that would help me win them over. Well, this is the second time we've heard mention of the Sisterhood. And a little icon has come up. The Investigator. I realised that one must have come up for Isidore, but I forgot to check it. So we've got the Psychic and the Investigator, Reuben Ward. Reuben works with the police on murder cases. He is a kind, good-humoured man, but beneath the mask he is deeply sad. His only child, a daughter, had seemed troubled for some time before running away from home several years ago. The victims whose stories he tries to uncover are all somebody's son, somebody's daughter. The search for answers drives him forward, piecing together the logic of life and death. Well, a complex and tragic figure. It sounds like, let's see, Isidore, Burbage, the barrister. So the Psychic, the Investigator, the barrister. Burbage is a rich man who inherited a fortune, but never experienced the love of his parents. Well, yeah, it shows. He expects people to do his bidding and is quick to anger. There are many in Undermere who would be glad to see the back of him, but with wealth comes power, and few would challenge him to his face. Well, I wonder if there'll be an opportunity for me to challenge him. Okay, well, sorry for the delay, Reuben. You were wanting some fox button, so let's get on with finding out what fox button is. Cameraman Vulpes. So Vulpes relates to fox, doesn't it? Which is why their Pokemon is called Vulpix. The little fox Pokemon. An offering of fox button is considered by some to represent a contract of friendship between strangers. Okay. Thick shiny leaves grow in opposing pairs along the stems. So this one's a little different because some of the others have had medicinal or somewhat magical properties, like the one we used to open the locked gate. But this one sort of says an offering of fox button, so more just what the plant symbolises. So that's interesting. But we've got thick shiny leaves in opposing pairs along the stem. plant seems to look a little bit like that. Blue flowers, stiff leaves. Okay, well, quite a sparse description there. It didn't say they were thick or shiny, but they were growing up the stem in opposing pairs, like this says. What else do we have? Do these have those sorts of leaves? Small leaves, delicate flowers. I mean, they do look the same, but these are thick, shiny leaves. Those were described as small. What about this? Not really, but let's have a look. Oops. Small red berries. Yeah, that's not quite. They're sort of symmetrical, but maybe not quite. What else do we have? These. It smells of nothing that I can detect. Well, we really don't have much information to go on, and it could be either of these, I feel like. Wonder what the hint says. Oh, it just says I have some. I'm sure I have some of that round here. Oops. Well, I wonder if the name means anything, because these flowers would look more like a button, don't they, than these ones. That seems like a bit of a long shot. Well, this says stiff leaves, and this says thick, shiny leaves. They look a bit more pointy. I'm probably spending way too much time deliberating here, and those look round. Those look a bit more similar to the drawing. I'm going to try that. Way correct. She's done it again. Brimlock. Okay. Well, good luck, Ruben. I hope the fox button works out for you. Let's label it. Oops. What happened there? Well, Hellebore, I hope you're having a good time. I need some tea. Who's next? Victoria Gray, she's back. I was able to make out the whispered voices last night with the help of the St. John's poppy. Wonderful. There's a medium using the room, illegally I might add, holding midnight seances for gullible grievers. Is there a plant you know of that I could use to give them a scare and drive them away? I need my sleep. Well, okay, Harlequin Blue. When the bushy blue flower heads die back, they release seeds with a downy pappus, which assists in wind dispersal. Okay, a little bit like a dandelion, I guess. Helps the seeds fly away. Once dried and hardened, the stems can be burned as incense. As they burn, they let out high-pitched shrieks, widely believed to be the spirits of dead souls trapped within the plant. Well, that's kind of horrifying. Not sure why anyone would want to use that as incense, but Victoria Gray does want to scare people away, so fair enough. Right, it says bushy blue flower heads. We've got, oh, that's already been identified. That's the clavium. Oh, that's lemon dandy. I would have thought it might be that. Harlequin blue. We didn't already identify this, did we? Well, there's nothing here that really meets the description. Oh, maybe this. It looks more purple from here. Blue flowers, light airy scent. Okay. Well, they do have these bushy blue heads. Look a little bit like a thistle. Let's double check the hint, shall we? I'm sure I have some of that around here. Okay, so it has to be one of the plants we have. So I'm going to try this. Wonderful. A new book entry for Shimmerlung. What an unusual name. Ah, I see, a little tick occurs when you've identified it. Let's label it so we don't forget. Harlequin. Blue. Okay. Your little Ellie ball. Let's go. Bethany Coleman, hooded figure. You may have heard the rumours that our Arda is dead. May Arduina bring her spirit peace. The nature of her death is unusual. The sisterhood does not often look to outside help, but this is beyond our knowledge. If you show my sisters this letter, they will allow you entry to the forest. To be assured of your discretion, we require that you use Mary's breath to bind yourself to secrecy. Okay, so this is this sisterhood that we have heard so much about, and they need my help. Mary's breath, Salatium regius. I think that says, it's so hard to read from here. The wide, waxy leaves allow this plant to collect the large amount of water it requires. It is said that a person can be bound to secrecy using Mary's breath. It used to be grown in the royal gardens so that the king could ensure the trust of his confidence, but the practice fell out of favour. Well, wouldn't that be good if you could give someone a plant to swear them to secrecy? Or maybe not, I'm sure it could be used for ill, couldn't it? Smooth waxy leaves. Well, that says wide waxy leaves. What else could it be? Veined leaves have a waxy finish. Oh, and they do have... there are big veins on there. And that does look conducive to collecting water, doesn't it? Let's have a look at this one again. Oopsie. Smooth waxy leaves. Now see, that doesn't... they're facing downwards, aren't they? They're not turned inwards to collect water. I'm going to give this one a try. Oops. I pressed the bell by mistake. Excellent. We deduced that out, didn't we? Right, let me label it before I forget. Mary's breath. What does our letter say? We have failed in our duty as protectors of the forest. Our secrets have been stolen and the Arda has been murdered. You will find us deep in Griesdale Forest, a mile from the lake shore, across from Torva. Please help us. Yours in hope, the Sisterhood of Arduina. Well, that's a nice little sort of logo at the bottom there, isn't it? Well, I guess we are off to Griesdale Forest. Okay. I had to take a quick break to eat a snack because my stomach was starting to rumble. And I didn't want you to hear that. So, anyway, we need to go to Griesdale Forest. So let's go. Greasdale Forest. Let's get the letter up. Deep in Greasdale Forest, a mile from the lake shore across from Torva. Well, that's a lake. Oh, there's Torva, so this is the lake and there's Torva. It says a mile. Oh, okay, so 1 square. According to the key, 1 square is a mile. So, Torva, a mile from the lake shore across from Torva. So that's the lake, I assume here. That's a mile across. Let's give that a try. A sister tries to stop me from entering, but I show her the letter and she lets me through. I am ushered into a walled courtyard and then through a large oak door, along a corridor and down a set of stone stairs into a cool basement. Lying on the table, draped in silk, is the Arda. There is not a mark on her, but her open eyes are black, her mouth, her veins, her hair, all black as a raven's wing. Do you know what could do this? Asks my escort. I set to work. Okay, well, it's asking for Wren. So let's check our encyclopedia. Wren. Ipsum Flavius. The long leaves of the wren are known to turn black in the presence of certain poisons, and so can be used to detect them. Though it has no flower, it is said to smell unpleasant to those who have known death, and sweet to those who have not. Interesting. Okay, so it has no flower and it has some long leaves. Do we even have a plant like that? I mean, these have sort of long leaves and they don't have a flower, they have berries. Oh, here, that one. It has a scent that scratches at the back of my throat. Well, I suppose our character, I don't know if we know their name, but it did say that their uncle had died and that's why we have inherited this shop. So they have known death. And maybe that's why the scent scratches at the back of their throat. Long leaves. I mean, I can't see anything else. Unless I don't have it. Let's check. Let's check the hint. Okay, well, this suggests that I do have it. Well, I think that is our best bet. Let's give that a go. Success. Well, the book entry we've received is for grey sand fire. Okay. I extract a sample of the Arda's blood and introduce it to the wren, and my suspicions are confirmed immediately. The leaves of the wren turn black, which can only mean one thing: gilded dendra poisoning. Gilded dendra, gilded dendra, gilded dendra. Upon presenting my findings, I am rushed away quickly. The sisters do not want me hanging around, it seems. They do, however, send me on my way with a couple of plants which I am grateful for. Okay. Oh, these are quite interesting looking. Nice colours. Okay. Well, the plot thickens. And it seems that the Arda, the head of the sisterhood, has been murdered by poisoning. And what was it that they said? Gilded dendra, wasn't it? We do have a page about that. Let's have a look. Do not drink the sap of this plant. The lips and veins will turn black as the blood succumbs to dendra's miasma, a sure and painful way to die. The poison is so potent that even touching the leaves of the plant can be painful. I remember looking at a plant that it said my hands ache after touching it. Do you remember that? Which one was it? Not that one. I'm not sure why we need to identify it necessarily, but the leaves are quite soft. Oh, I'm never going to remember, am I? One of the blue ones. Ah, the dark blue petals are soft and feathery to the touch. My fingers ache from handling this plant. Well, I wonder if I can label it sort of with a question mark. I've not spelled that correctly at all. There we go. Gilded dendra. Well, we might need that information later on. Let's archive that letter. Okay. What do you think of that, Hellebore? It's a mystery. Look at his little eyes following me around. Oh. Okay. Who's next? Oh, it's Isidore back. I'm this close to reporting you, half-wit. He always comes in guns blazing, doesn't he? The last plant you gave me has made my skin itch furiously. I'll have your little shop shut down and torn to the ground if you don't make this right. I need to think carefully about which plant to use here. My actions could have consequences. Well, his actions can have consequences if he's not careful. Butterdale. Buttram dixerat. Often found growing in clumps on valley sides, Butterdale has been used for centuries as a cure for all manner of skin rashes. The dark green leaves can be stewed and mulched to form a poultice. The flowers smell buttery to some people. Okay, and what was the other one? Meek dew. So we have to decide between these two. The beautiful flowers made up of many smaller florets make this a sought-after decorative plant. Although it's difficult to care for, it may be a pleasant-looking plant, but touching the leaves against bare skin will result in painful sores. Okay. Well, I could give him that and make his skin problem worse, but we don't want to end the game too soon, do we? Because we're shut down. Many smaller florets. I wonder if it's that. We don't have much information, do we? Well, I need to give him Butterdale, really, so we'll have to put a pin in identifying Meek dew for now. Okay, dark green leaves and buttery smelling flowers. Well, dark green leaves. What's this one? It has a pleasing scent. The leaves have stiff ribs. That's very unusual looking, but I don't think that's it. Dark green. How about this? The purple flowers have a light buttery scent. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, well, it's with regret that I have to give you the correct plant. Butterdale. And we have received the page of Historian. Let's label Butterdale. was a busy day, but we have closed the shop. What a customer to end on. Well, that's been very fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think we will need to leave it there. We've had 2 busy days of activity. We have identified 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, nearly 11 plants, 12, nearly 12. One of them is a maybe. So we're making lots of progress. We've added lots of pages to our book, but we've uncovered a few more questions, such as the poisoning of the ardor, and so we'll need to hopefully uncover more information about that mystery as we go along. But it's been very fun. I hope you agree that this is the perfect kind of game for this sort of video. It's very calming in nature. The music is nice, and there's obviously lots of text that I can read through to you, lots of characters to discover, and of course our gorgeous little hellebore. What a good kitty. Well, we'll be playing this again, so I hope you'll join me as we uncover more strange horticulture. I will see you then.